will arrive at your destination at 5:40 p.m.
Okay everybody, this is just going to be a demonstration of one of the test routes that one of my clients recently took. They did pass, of course. I'm going to run through it now. I can't remember which route it is off the top of my head, but I'm going to do a commentary drive for you so that you understand what it is that I'm looking for and how I'm dealing with it. Alright, so I've turned the sound off the dash cam for this. One of the reasons for that is I don't want the sound to interrupt what I'm saying for you, but also for a lot of my clients, I turn that dash cam sound off also, so that they have to keep looking and recognizing and interpreting what's going on without the benefit of the sound, because sometimes dash cams come in a little bit too late with their instructions. So it's good practice, I believe, to turn that sound off and just keep looking and interpreting what's going on. Okay, we're going to be turning left out of here, and then from there I'm not sure, so let's just follow along together. So I'm bringing the car forward slowly, I'm bringing the car to the left, so the signal's just gone on. I'm just bringing it forward. I can see there's a white car coming up from the right hand side, so I'm just going to hold back. It's a national speed limit road. I can see the road that I'm going on has a good road surface, good for acceleration and good for braking. Mirror into second gear, a little bit of brisk acceleration, wary eye on that silver car on the near side there. Mirror, and just increasing my speed all the way up to 60 miles an hour as fast as I can. There is a cyclist coming towards me. Mirror, and I can see from the dash cam I'm going to be turning right shortly. Anyway, we're almost up to 60. I can see the 30 mile an hour zone coming up, so I'm starting to bring in the brakes now. I've already checked the mirrors. Remember, we must be doing 30 as we get to 30, and there's several vehicles approaching. Mirror, get the signal on ready, holding the car back. I don't really want to stop the car if I can help it. If I have to stop the car, then there's a risk of someone behind me going into the back of me. Looking into the new road, bringing the car forward now, checking the mirrors, a little bit of brisk acceleration. Remember, it's just 30 miles an hour down this road, so I'm just taking it all the way to 30. I'm going to put it in fourth. Okay, I think as advanced drivers we should be able to control the speed. A lot of driving instructors say keep it in third gear, and that's because there's greater engine braking, so you're less likely to accidentally go over that 30 mile an hour limit. I tend to ignore things like that because I've been driving for so long now. I think I can control the car. Okay, we've got a priority system. We've got priority. We've got a bridge ahead. I'm just checking my mirrors, and I'm just positioning nice and early. I can also see we're taking a left turn up ahead, so mirrors again. Get that signal on, because that white one behind me is a little bit too close for my liking, so I'll signal a little bit early for his benefit. Into that second gear, bringing the car into the new road. We've got the lady with the dog on the right hand side. We've got two pedestrians on the near side. Check that left mirror, bring the car back in on the near side now, and just gently accelerate. I'm only going to keep it to about 25 miles an hour. I think that's plenty for a road like this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of roads on the left and on the right. Some of those could become active at any time. And we've got a parked car on our side of the road. Someone looks like they're cleaning it. I'm checking that right door mirror because I'm looking to bring the car around. And I'm just going to hold the car in this position, gives me a greater view ahead. There's no point weaving in and out of parked cars. Check that near side mirror, bring the car back now. Traffic lights are on red. I'm just holding the car back gently with a bit of brake. Hopefully we can get there for green. Remember, we want to try to arrive to drive so that when we get there we can just keep going. Don't know if that's going to happen this time. We've got our eye on the one behind, and we're slowly creeping along, and yes, we've just about made that. So I'll just set the gas now, gently lift the clutch up, and I'm going to put that left signal on here, and I'm just looking into the new road for any other dangers. Just because the lights are on green doesn't mean I automatically think it's safe for me to proceed. A little bit of brisk acceleration. The one behind me has chosen to go into lane 2, so they're going to come round me. It looks like I'm going to go right at the roundabout up ahead, so I'm going to let the one next to me come past. I'm going to put the signal on for the one behind me so they know that I'm going to be coming into lane 2. So here we go now into lane 2, and I'm looking at the roundabout ahead, so I check my mirrors, I'll hold in my position. I'm going to put the signal on reasonably early because the car's behind me, and I'm just looking ahead and to the right to see if there's any reason for me to have to stop. Checking that near side mirror nice and early because I'm going to spiral straight across the road now. There's no problems to my left side. I'm checking my mirrors, checking that right door mirror. I can see there is a car behind me now. I'm wondering if they're going to be patient while I maintain 30 miles an hour. Onto the dual carriageway, and the lights are on red up ahead mirror. Easing off on the gas, we're going to be turning left shortly. So I'm just easing off on that gas, holding the car back, a little bit of braking. Holding the car back with braking for 2. Clutch down, and we're doing a controlled coast straight into second gear. And I'm going to put that left signal on shortly. Let's get a little bit closer first, and we'll put that signal on about now. Again, I'm going to do a brake gear overlap here because of the one behind me getting a bit too close. Bringing the car into the new road, keeping a wary eye on this near side. Check my mirrors, middle and right, and up into third gear, and just gently bringing the car around now. Looking as far as I can down the road, I can see we've got that orangey coloured car, and we've got the van on the right. I don't know if they're emerging or if it's parked up. Checking my right door mirror, I'm just going to position nice and early. They both look parked. Checking the near side mirror, and now I can bring the car back, keeping wary eye on Upton Green, and just bringing the car forward a bit more. We've got 2 people walking a dog up ahead. Near side road seems to be clear at the moment, it's not active, and we're going to be taking a left at the end of the road. So I check my middle mirror and my left mirror. In fact, it just looks like a tight bend, but we're going to treat this like a left turn, so we're going to slow the car down. We're going to put us into a gear that's suitable for, good for braking and good for acceleration. Don't need the signal, of course. Check my mirrors and a little bit of acceleration. School zone here. Well, everyone's off school at the moment, but you never know, that hall might be being used for something else. So I'm always a little bit wary of people crossing the road, and I'm just going to keep it at about 20, 25, no more than that. We've got priority. Well, I'm checking my mirrors because they're not going to give us priority, so I'm holding the car back into second gear and bringing the car through the gap. Keeping nice distance away from these parked cars. Remember, leave it, if we can, we always leave it doors opening. Imagine a door is wide open on all these vehicles, and just give that much space. There is no point in getting too close, and it gives us a better view of the road ahead. Check the near side mirror. Okay, taking up to 30 now, just keeping a wary eye on the footpaths for any pedestrian activity. I can see on the TomTom there we've got a roundabout ahead, and we're going to be turning right, and it looks like the third exit. So I'm checking my mirrors. It looks like quite a busy roundabout, so I'm just going to take my time, put the signal on. There is no one behind me, but things can soon change, and I want other road users at other exits of the roundabout to understand my intention. I'm checking my near side mirror really early, so I'll stop steering when I'm opposite my exit. The signal's going to go on, and we just spiral across. It's called a parabolic curve. And we've got the car with the hazard lights on. Check my mirrors and a bit of brisk acceleration, and that solves our problem because it looks like a Royal Mail van that's behind us now was looking to overtake also. Okay, I'm checking my near side mirror. I'm going to bring the car back. Lights are on red. I'm taking the car all the way up to 40 miles an hour. Not yet. Okay, mirrors. Now there is a little bit of brisk acceleration. Take it to 40 and hold it there with 4th gear. Okay, we've got the parked car that's partially on the footpath. Check that right door mirror. Bring the car out nice and early so the one behind understands our intention. And I'm just going to hold my position there because we've got the person jogging on the footpath. If she was to fall over into the road, okay, that's fine. Check the near side mirror, bring the car back. Traffic lights up ahead. There's no pedestrian activity there at the moment, so no one has pressed those little yellow boxes, the buttons on the box. And I'm just going to bring the car all the way up to the roundabout. We're following the road ahead. So heading towards Wolverhampton along the A449 now, easing off on the gas, checking all the mirrors. I always check all the mirrors. I like to know what's going on around me on both sides of the car as well as the back. I'm going to take third gear for this, checking that near side mirror. Remember, we want a suitable gear, a flexible gear for all junctions, first, second or third, never fourth. We want a gear that's going to allow us to accelerate if we need it, but also brake. Okay, and again it's a 40 mile an hour road, traffic lights are on green in the distance there, can't quite see over the brow of the hill, so I'm not going to increase my speed at the moment. Remember, we don't want to accelerate into the unknown. Okay, we can see further now, so a little bit more gas all the way up to 40, holding it just there. Lights are on green in the distance. I'm just covering the brake now because we're just going downhill, and if those lights were to suddenly change, I'd have a difficulty stopping the car. Okay, the one behind me has already just come past. I'm checking the mirrors. I'm going to take third gear for this and check the near side mirror, bring the car all the way around on the outside of our circle. I really am exaggerating that because that's what examiners want to see, that you've got good road discipline, your lane discipline is spot on. We've got another roundabout ahead. Again, I'm checking all my mirrors. In advanced driving, you'd be allowed to straight line these roundabouts, but we're talking about a novice style driving test. So check that near side mirror, then steer to the left, put the signal on for the other road users. We don't always need to signal to come off the roundabouts, it just depends if our signal is going to assist another road user. Okay, we've got pedestrian activity, we've got the bridge. I can't quite see what's going on, so I'm not going to increase my speed any more than that. We're following the road ahead at the roundabout. It looks like we're going towards Wolverhampton. We've got the buzz lane on the near side, so on our left there is the buzz lane. We can't enter that unless the sign allows us to. On certain days of the week it may be allowed, and on certain times of the day it may be allowed, but not here. Okay, so it's all good from the right. Check that near side mirror. I'm going to put the signal on so the white one behind me knows where I'm going, and I'm going to maintain my position in lane 2 on this dual carriageway because the buzz lane is Monday to Saturday. Okay, keeping a wary eye on the BMW that's threatening from the left, and it looks like we're heading towards Cannock shortly, so check my near side mirror. I'm going to put that signal on there. I am going to cancel that signal so the person coming out of Home Bargains car park doesn't think that I'm turning left from there. That's quite an important one. Put the signal back on before we enter into our lane for turning left. It's really important that you cancel that first signal, because if you don't, someone may wrongly assume that they can pull out directly in front of you, and it will give you a heart attack. It will scare you to death. I've got the signal on for the one behind me. A lot of people think you don't need to signal for a dedicated left turn only, but for health and safety reasons we will always do this on a novice style test. Checking both door mirrors. I'm going to bring the car forward now, straight into second gear, and I'm going to start bringing it round. Remember, always look onto the main road and make sure it's clear for us to go. It's clear. A little acceleration into third gear, bringing the car forward. I can see the white one ahead is turning left. I'm covering the brake. There's the black one there is looking to pull forwards. He's going to try to go. Remember, it's 30 miles an hour, so just maintain that. Keep a wary eye on the people crossing the road, using the pedestrian refuge at the traffic lights there. All along this road, it's quite a wide road, so there's a lot of pedestrian refuges that we need to keep our eye open for. And I can see the one in front, newly qualified driver. So yeah, they're braking early. We've got a couple of people turning right. Traffic lights appear to be clear, and looking all the way up the top of the road and around the bend to the left. That's as far ahead as we need to keep planning, as far as we can see. Okay, so maintaining 30 miles an hour. TomTom's telling me we're going to be following the road ahead at the roundabout in about half a mile. So I'm just keeping my eye. Now we've got a bridge up here, so I'm just keeping an eye on anything that's going to be needing space under that bridge. Got an eye on the pedestrians there, and then a little bit of acceleration, take us back up to 30. Lights are on red, we're going to arrive to drive without having to bring the car to a stop. Lights are going to amber and then to green. It's a game that I play. I like to play arrive to drive all the time. I don't want to stop the car no matter what. Every time you stop the car, you risk someone going into the back of you. Okay, we've got pedestrian activity on the near side. One behind us is maintaining an appropriate gap. He's not threatening me at all. We're going to be going left at that roundabout. It's the first exit. I'm looking at the roundabout. It appears to be a mini roundabout. I'm just going to let the driver behind me know where I'm going with a signal now. I'm looking for a reason to change gear. I can't see one. Cancel my signal. Check that right door mirror now. Come around the taxi. Traffic lights are on green. Don't see any pedestrian activity up there. And bring the car around the bend. Got traffic lights are on red again. I'm going to get there for green. Arrive to drive. There we go. Traffic lights are just changing now. Checking my mirrors. Maintaining no more than 30 miles an hour here. Well, I'm in third gear, remember, so I can brake easily should I need to. I'm covering the brake because it's very hard to stop the car if you're actually accelerating. And then back on the gas. And up to the next roundabout, and we're going to be going right. It's the second exit towards Cannock. So I'm checking all my mirrors. I can see my roundabout coming up. I'm putting it into third gear. I'm going to put the signal on for the one behind so they know exactly what I'm doing. I can see the one over in front of me there is just taking the first exit. I'm checking my near side mirror before I bring the car around, and then I'm going to swap the signal over. Check my mirrors now. Up here it can be quite tricky because there tends to be a lot of pedestrian activity. We've got zebra crossings, we've got a McDonald's up there, we've got a garage, we've got people crossing the road all over the place potentially, so we've got to be very careful as we approach this situation. We've also got a very strange roundabout. It's not actually round. We're going to be following the road ahead. I can see right now from that sign that it's the third exit, signposted Cannock, straight ahead. A lot of people wonder about, because it's the third exit, how should they position the car? Well, it's straight ahead, so it's going to be the left lane unless road markings or signs say otherwise. And because it's not a roundabout, we have to work very hard to keep the car on the outside of the roundabout. So let's just picture this like a pizza, and we'll just stay on the crust of the pizza. Don't get all tomatoey, just stay right by the edge, right by the curb. So just watch what I do now. Bringing the car forward, checking the near side mirror, stay by the gravel, over here towards the yellow lines, over here by the gravel, and over here, put the signal on, stay by the yellow lines. And you've got to imagine that there is a dumper truck or a bin lorry next to you on that roundabout, and you've got to honestly ask yourself, is there enough room for that bin lorry to be next to you side by side on that roundabout? And if the answer is no, then you're not driving to the standard that they're looking for. Okay, still just doing 30. Got the van behind, it's getting a little bit too close now from Royal Mail. I've never had a letter posted early, but maybe they're trying to do that now. We're going to be turning left shortly by the traffic lights there. So because he's a little bit close to me, I'm going to put the signal on early. Now I'm going to be showing him the brake lights and just bring the speed down really gently now. I'm braking for 2 here. Braking for 2. I don't want him to go in the back of me. I don't know if he's feeling unwell or something. Into second gear, gentle brake pressure at the same time, lifting the clutch up before we go around the corner. And that's called braking for 2. The most common kind of road accident is getting hit from behind. So that's what you do. You slow things down, early observations, just slow it down. Signals are on early, that's the indicators and the brake lights, and you're trying to reinforce your intention, and that's all we can do. What we want to avoid is reacting late, harsh braking, late signals. That leads to accidents. Okay, bringing the car forward now, almost completed this route. Bringing the car around the corner now, up to the mini roundabout. A lot of people think, should I signal for these roundabouts? Well, if we're following the road ahead, it doesn't really help anybody to put the left signal on once you're past exit 1, so just don't bother doing it. What's more important is that you keep both hands on the steering wheel so that we don't crash the car. A little brisk acceleration all the way up to 30, take that third gear, and we're just maintaining 30 miles an hour. It says slow on the road. That's because there's a hidden hazard that we might not be aware of, that we can't actually see. So whenever you see slow on the road, check your mirrors and just be prepared for something else that we can't see. It's not warning you that there's a bend or that there might be a bridge, just that there is another hazard that you can't yet see because the bend is in the way, for example. And here I'd imagine it was the exit for the crematorium. Okay, we've got the cyclist in front. There's no point trying to overtake him, so I'm just going to hold the car back, using a little bit of discipline here, just holding the car back. We'll see where he wants to go. I'm checking my mirrors. I want to put the signal on nice and early so the one behind me understands where I'm going. Cyclist is out of my way now. That silver car is going to be going left. I'm checking the near side mirror, and I'm just going to cancel the right signal. I don't need to faff about trying to put a left signal on. I can just cancel it with a flick of a finger. And again, I'm going to do the same thing over here. So unlike normal roundabouts per se, you know, large roundabouts, I would not use the left signal to indicate off. So I'm checking my right door mirror, the right signal going to go on. I'm in the right lane to turn right at the roundabout. I'm checking my near side mirror even before getting to the roundabout, and I cancel my signal. And it's as easy as that. You don't risk crashing into the curb. It doesn't really help the driver behind us understand where we're going if you put that left signal on, because in all likelihood you've passed exit number 1. He's got a fairly good idea of what you're going to do. A lot of people like to go fast along this road because it's a nice quiet country road, but remember, it is just 30 miles an hour. We've got all these slow signs. Slow sign here warning you that there's a junction to the near side, and there's another one further up that we can't see on the near side coming up now, perhaps opposite those pedestrians there. So there it is. So check my mirror, and I'm not going to increase or accelerate at all until I get to the gate for the national speed limit. So again, we can't start going faster than 30 just because we see the sign. We've got to go through the gate first. So check my mirrors, and then boom, taking it all the way up to 60, so into 4th gear now, heading up towards the bridge. Check my mirrors. Got to be a little bit wary that someone might be pulling out of the junction. Can you see the car on the right there? Didn't know where he was going to go for a moment, so I'm checking my mirrors. I'm going to come into the test centre now. The signal's going on, reducing my speed, and I'm going to take that right turn before the red car, and we're all done. Please leave your questions and comments below the video. Thanks a lot.